coming live from the Money Mantra, and we are back with another Forex education video. I created my channel to help as many people as possible become independent and profitable traders. So if that sounds like you are in the right place at the right time. So welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited and grateful to have all of you guys here because you can be doing anything in the world, but you decided to click on this video. Now, if you've been here before, you will recognize this as a trade breakdown. This is just where I review one of the trades that I share with my trading community for the week. I like to show my thought process because it is important to have a process when you're trading. Eventually, trading won't be so thrilling and exciting. It'll actually be very routine and monotonous because that's what's going to get you more results. Having a process helps you to identify any errors that you may have in your thinking or in your patience and anything that you may be struggling with. And once you realize what that error is, you can correct it. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my thought process on a trade that I posted, and we're going to see how the trade actually turned out as well. So I posted this trade on August 3rd, 2025, and it was for AUDUSD, which is not something I typically trade. And after I get through this breakdown, you will understand why. Now, you can trade whatever you want, but I like pairs that move a little bit quicker and consistent. But this one took so long to develop, and we're going to go through the whole process. Now, it was for a buy. And I gave my community a few different buy stops and TPs that they could target. Again, if you've been following me for some time, you know I love to set pending orders for my trades. It just takes the stress out of it, and essentially I become my own bot and just put my account on autopilot when my trades are triggering in the background because I've already done the analysis. I've also gotten back to including stop losses on my trade ideas simply because this is what the community requested. So this trade was posted on August 3rd, 2025 at around 8:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is what it looked like. We're going to head over to TradingView. We're going to do a deep dive on this trade. I'm going to walk you through my process and we are going to see how everything played out. So let's go to August 3rd at around 8 o'clock p.m. or it was around 8:30, and we're going to walk through what I was looking at. So the first thing that I do in all of my trades is I like to set or identify previous areas of support and resistance. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, this may seem super redundant, but the process is what gets the results. You can't just come in here and clicking buttons and guessing because ultimately it's just not going to work out for you. You want to follow the same process every time, especially if it's getting you results. In July 2025, I didn't take any losses in my trading account at all. And it's simply because I was following my process for better or for worse. It just happened to work out. So the first thing you want to do is identify previous levels of support and resistance. These are going to be places that you can easily identify where the market has bought or sold before. You'll know that the market has bought when you can see that price seems to push up off of that level. Think of it like a pogo stick. Price is coming down and then it's coming right back up. So these are known as areas of support. And I like the fact that TradingView has a bunch of free tools that you can use. I like to just use my horizontal lines to identify these areas. And it just helps me to just move through my trade with clarity. Now, areas of resistance are going to be where you can see price has sold, right? If you see that the market has a strong reaction at a particular area for a buy or for a sell, this is something you're going to want to identify. Because the market is very repetitious, there's a high likelihood that it's going to revisit this area again. So before you even decide to buy or sell, make sure you mark up your areas of support and resistance. And that is what I did here, right? So if we just scroll, we can see how the market has bought here before. right? We can see the market has sold here before. We can see the market has bought here before. We can see the market has sold here before. We can see the market has bought here before. We can see the market has sold here before. So that's all I did was use my horizontal lines to identify these areas because if the market is buying, most likely it's just going to be revisiting those previous highs. And if we've already identified them as the first step in our process, it makes it a lot easier to set our take profits and our stop losses, which I also notice that a lot of people tend to be struggling with. But trade what you see, not what you want, and just follow the ebbs and flows of the market. So I identified my areas of support and resistance. The next thing that I did was decide which side had the power or the most momentum at the time. Now, this is something newer that I've started to add to my analysis, but I feel like it's just helped me to be just even more thorough in what I'm looking at before I decide to risk money and put it on the line. Now, how I identify momentum, I like to keep things super simple. If I see that there are more red candles than blue candles, and the red candles are bigger than the blue candles, I'm going to be focused on sales. If I see that there are more blue candles than red candles, and the blue candles are bigger, I'm going to be focused on buys. And you can usually identify when the trend is changing or what you should be doing based on this. So let's look at this small area, for example. We can see that the blue candles were getting smaller and smaller and losing steam, while simultaneously the red candles were picking up. And then we actually got a lot of selling here. We can also look here where the blue candles were very small, the red candles were larger, and then we get another sell. So based on what you're seeing and the way that the momentum is going, that should add to your analysis and to help you make a really good decision. Here we can see the red candles were getting smaller and the blue candles were getting bigger. And then we also see after that the market pushed up. So the second thing that I do is identify where's the momentum in the market. Is it with the buyers or with the sellers? And if you guys can see that the momentum has transitioned to the buyers, the sell candles got smaller, the blue candles got bigger. Just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so that I know my explanations are clear and this is making sense. So step one, identify your areas of support and resistance for potential TPs and stop losses. Step two, identify which side has the most momentum, and that is going to help you determine if you should buy or sell. Now, something that I like to do as well is just to make a simple tally or checklist. And whichever side has the most, that's most likely the trade that I'm going to take. And it's not guessing at this point because I've gone through the thought process and I'm just doing what logically makes sense. So far, I can see that the buyers have momentum. So that is going to be the first confirmation. The next thing I'm going to look at is my stochastic. This is the only indicator that I use on my chart. If you've been following me for some time, you know I used to use like 8 indicators, and I went down to 5 indicators, and I went to 4 indicators, and now I just use the stochastic and price action because at this point, that's all I need. Now, the stochastic tells you so much about price, but I'm going to show you simply how I use it in my trades. If the stochastic is facing up and the blue line is on top, what you will notice is the market tends to be going up. Here's another example. The stochastic is facing up and the blue line is on top. The stochastic is facing up and the blue line is on top. We can see how all of that aligns with buys. If you guys can see that, just go ahead and comment 7 below or let me know that you see it. Now on the other side, when the stochastic is facing down and the orange line is on top, this is usually my confirmation to sell. Now this can be two different questions. Is the stochastic facing up or down? If you see it's facing up, you want to give your buyers a check. If it's facing down, you'll give your sellers a check. Is the blue line or orange line on top? If the blue line is on top, you give your buyers a check. The orange line is on top. You give your sellers a check. Now, the last thing that I look for on the stochastic, and this is something that really changed how I traded and it increased my results exponentially. The best time I've found, what works for me to enter for a sell is when the stochastic crosses below 80. And I want you guys to look at your charts and backtest this, and you'll see that crossing below 80 is the best time for a sell. And for a buy, the best time to enter would be once it crosses above 20. And again, I want you guys to add this indicator to your chart. Even if you don't keep it there, just really test out this theory, right? And see what happens. So I have my cross above 20. I have my stochastic facing up. I have my blue line on top. I have the buyers by way of, I have the buyers have the most momentum. So far, it's looking like I should take this trade for a buy, right? I like to say 3 confirmations are good, 4 confirmations are great, 5 confirmations are fantastic. So far, I have 4 really good confirmations. The last thing that I like to wait for is a break of structure. And a break of structure is exactly what it sounds like. Now, the reason why we highlight this support and resistance is because it lets us know where the market has been and where it's going to go. So if we look here, we can see the market was moving sideways for some time until we had a break of structure on the downside, right? Once you get a break of structure and a retest below that level or previous support becomes resistance, that's going to be a great opportunity to sell. Now let's look at this side. We can see the market was very predictable for a couple of hours until we had that break of structure on the upside and a positive retest where resistance became support and the market went up. So that's the final thing that I look for is that break of structure because it confirms everything and the rest of the indicators that I have. So here I'll be waiting for a break of structure above this level and then I set my TPs accordingly. So let's just go ahead and see what happened in this trade and if it played out according to our analysis. So here we can see that the market was consolidating for some time. We didn't quite get that break of structure above this level yet, but we're going to see what happens. So we finally got the break of structure here, right? We can see that now resistance is being retested as support. Now the only thing to do is wait to see if it's going to hit TP or if it's going to come back down. And as we can see, this trade actually did hit TP1, even though it took a while to do so. So, as you can see from this trade idea, following a process simply works. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You don't have to have a million indicators. You don't even have to ask a lot of questions. I ask myself anywhere from 5 to 10 questions, and then I just take the trade. Whatever happens is going to happen because I follow my process and I use good risk management. But I hope that this video was helpful. I have hundreds of videos just like this on my channel. So if you want to see more trade breakdowns because you just don't quite understand it yet, just go ahead and check out my real wins and losses playlist. There are over 120 trade breakdowns there that you can analyze and start to develop a process of your own. But if you did learn something today, I just ask that you help by subscribing to the channel or liking this video, or even if you know someone who this video could help, just go ahead and share it. I post new videos often, so if you want to be notified, you can hit the notification bell or just stay in the loop by checking out my community tab where I post every single day because I love connecting with you guys and figuring out what your pain points are so that I can make more content tailored to that. But that's really all I have for you guys today. If you need to know anything else about me, all of my links are down below in the description box. But that's all. Until next time, rich friends.